good evening, good morning, good afternoon, as we have people from all different parts of the world joining us. I am your host, Deepa Chaudhary, and today I bring to you a very special session about handwriting speaks, rewiring the mind through graphotherapy. We have a graphotherapy specialist, Shri Naveen Toshniwal, with us. Now, he has a very interesting journey. Uh, a electrical engineer of chemistry honors from Kolkata University, who turned into a businessman of Toshniwal cables and also has a passion for grapho, like handwriting analysis. The grapho analysis, graphotherapy, what is it, and how does he use it to understand the characters of people, the positive and negative character traits like intelligence, friendliness, emotional chart? How does he and make an analysis of it? Let's hear it from him. I present to you Mr. Naveen Toshniwal. Over to you, sir. We welcome you for today's session and we are super excited to know all about it. Over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Deepa, and it's a pleasure to be with you. And I thank Mr. Raja for inviting me on this session. So straight away, I'll start with a small background or the history of graphoanalysis. Actually, it's a very old science. About 2000 years ago, there was a well-known Greek scholar, Aristotle. He was one of the first persons who established a link between the brain and the handwriting. He used to say that handwriting is actually mind writing, and whatever is there in our mind, it comes out through our hand and through our fingers and pen on the paper. And see, it is such an old science, but unfortunately, the awareness about this in India is quite less. In European countries and in America, people have good awareness and they are using this science for placements also, corporate placements. They tell the candidates to give a handwritten application and they would employ graphoanalysis people to assess the character even before they actually take the interview, so that they will get an idea of the character of the person even before they actually interview them. Unfortunately, this awareness in India is not so much, even as on date. So now I will tell you what actually can be analyzed through the handwriting. See, first of all, let me tell you, when I do the analysis, I do not read the content of what has been written. I will just see the strokes in the handwriting, the slant of the handwriting, whether it is right tilted, left tilted, how the strokes have been made in the particular letters like A, T, M, N, Y, anything of this sort. What is the depth with which you are writing, or with the pressure with which you are writing, whether the lines are going straight or they are slanting upwards, or the words are slanting downwards or upwards. Every stroke has a meaning when we do the analysis of the character. Now, what all can be analyzed? I will just briefly tell you. It is anything and everything related to the character of a person. In the very initial stage, I wish to clarify, remember, this is not astrology. We cannot predict the future, past in this. We can just do the analysis of a person as on date. If you give me a handwriting sample which is 2 years old, you will be analyzed what you were at that time when you had written the handwriting. So I always insist for people to write a fresh page and send it to me for a proper and accurate analysis. Now, what on can be analyzed? I'll give you an idea. How expressive you are, whether you show your emotions, or whether you do not show your emotions, or whether you are introvert. How do you think, whether you are you have a good grasping ability, whether you have curiosity for learning, or you have a habit of going into details and you take time to understand something. How strong is your willpower, your determination, whether your goals are well defined, whether your short term and long term goals are defined. Normally, what happens is it's a common problem these days. People are ambitious, but long term goals are not defined. So, all these things we can clearly identify from the strokes in the handwriting. Okay, now whether a person is friendly, mixing, whether a person is secretive, whether a person is broad minded or has a closed mind, what is the confidence level of a person, whether a person is having good confidence or sometimes he has self doubt, what is the whether a person has got short temper, irritability. Okay, then even decision making abilities, those strokes can be clearly seen in handwriting. Whether a person is loyal, whether a person is stubborn. And if we talk of more serious traits, even traits like greed, jealousy, depression can be seen in the handwriting, and even suicidal tendencies. It's a dangerous trait, but it can be detected. See, now the most important point is it is not the analysis which is the end. We all know about ourselves. Only thing is, when we do the analysis, we all refresh about what we are. And the most important part is the therapy, how we can actually correct ourselves, use our positive traits, and come out of our negative traits simply by changing small strokes in the handwriting. That is what graphotherapy is. This I will cover little more later. I will briefly give you a demo of how actually we do the analysis. It's a big subject, but I'll try my best to explain in a short way. Like, this is the slant of the handwriting. This is a right slant handwriting. This is a straight handwriting. This is a left slant handwriting. This is what we call an emotional chart. A straight handwriting, right slant handwriting has different degrees, and a left slant handwriting. Right slant handwriting shows a person who is expressive, who will show and express emotions and feelings. Straight handwriting is a composed person, generally will not show emotions. Left slant handwriting is a reserved person or a person introvert. They will generally never show their feelings, what is there in their inside, in their mind. Okay. Now these are the different ways in which we can write M's and N's. Here we have round top M's and N's. This is the way we were taught to write in school, if you remember. This shows a person who has got a slow thinking ability, a person who takes time to understand, has to study and restudy to understand something. Here you will see the M's and N's are ending in a point. This pointed M's and N's show a person who have got a very sharp mind, a good grasping ability. They don't take time to understand anything. Here you will see inverted V's are seen. Sorry, you will see that inverted V's are visible in M's and N's. This show people who have curiosity for learning. They want to learn things and they want to get into details to understand something. These are the lower strokes. Now in lower strokes, we can find loops like this, even bigger loops like this, small loops like this, and no loops also. A lower loop indicates people who are creative and a very good imagination. Bigger the loop, more imaginative or creative the person is. If you have half loops like this or like this or like this indicates people who are creative, but they are not using their creativity or talent to a full extent. Some of their talent is being wasted or they are not utilizing their full potential. A small loop die like this indicates people who are selective or choosy. A straight downstroke is again a positive stroke. It indicates a person having a strong determination. A stroke ending like this straight down and a swing ahead. This is again a good stroke. This shows a person who has got initiative. Now I am coming to some upper strokes. Upper strokes, you will see again, some strokes are having loops like this, a small loop, a big loop, no loop. So if you see a loop like this, you will come to know that a person is sensitive. Sensitivity is detected by upper strokes. Now, sensitive implies two meanings. A person who is touchy, they will get hurt if someone tells them something. And second, sensitive, a person who is compassionate, a person who will feel for others, who cannot see others in difficulty. Bigger the loop, more sensitive the person is. Okay. So here there are various types of upper loops. Now here this is different ways in which we can write A and O. This is a normal A. This is a normal O. Here you will see a gap in between here and a gap in the O, a gap in the A. This indicates people who are friendly and frank. If you see loops like this in a O, a small loop, a bigger loop, and even a bigger loop, this indicates people who are secretive. They will not easily express what is there in their mind. Bigger the loop, more secretive the person is. Now, if this sort of stroke comes in a child, we will take it that it is not a good stroke, because if a child is secretive, then you don't know what is going on in their mind. So it is very difficult to guide them and give them proper guidance. But if this sort of stroke comes in an adult, we will say that it may be a positive stroke also, because a person who is secretive also tends to be trustworthy. They can be relied upon. Now here you will see double loops in a O, one initial loop and one loop after the O. This is a slightly dangerous trait. This indicates dishonesty or deceit. Okay, now here I've shown some T's. T is a very important letter in handwriting analysis. Here you will see the T bar coming towards the top of the letter. When you make an L, then you cut with a T bar. This is coming towards the top. This is going more towards the top. This indicates people who are ambitious and they have a well-defined goal. T bar going above the stem, hawa mein ja raha hai. This indicates people who are overthinkers. They just think and think, but the implementation to achieve what they are thinking is not there. A T bar going low like this, low. This indicates people who lack confidence in their own abilities, people who might be having self-doubt. Oh, whether I'll be able to do it or not. I don't know whether I can do it. So this sort of self-doubt will come with people. Then they have got this low going T bars. Now here you will see the T stem has got an inverted B. This shows people who are stubborn. A T bar going to the right indicates short temper. T bar going to the left indicates procrastination, habit of keeping things pending. If you see a hook like this, this may indicate jealousy or greed. Now here you see the T bar is starting thick and ending in a point. This indicates sarcasm, a person who is sarcastic. A T bar slanting downwards shows dominating personality. T bar slanting upwards indicates a person who is a positive thinker. Now here you see a T bar which is almost illegible. It is almost like not visible. This shows people who are lacking willpower. Here a T bar is curved in a concave way or in a convex way. This indicates people who have got good self-control. A wavering T bar like this indicates people with a good sense of humor. Now here you will see that the T stem and T bars are connected. This shows people who have got good persistence. If they take up something in hand, they will not leave it until they finish it. Now here you will see that there is a strong initial stroke in the beginning. Any word if you find they are starting with a long stroke like this, indicates people who have got resentment. They carry grudges. They don't forget old incidents easily. So this will give you an idea how we do the analysis. In fact, I don't even read the text. Whatever handwriting I get, I will not even read the text. I will just see the strokes. I just showed you the right slant, left slant, whether it is going up, down, how the strokes have been formed. This is how we do the analysis. Now, a common query is whether it is possible to do the analysis in any language. Yes, it is possible. It is ultimately the strokes which count. Strokes are there in any language, whether you write in Hindi, in Bengali, in Arabic, French, Japanese, anything. But you will be able to see the strokes and do the analysis. Unfortunately, my knowledge is limited to analysis in ABCD only. So I can analyze handwritings in French, German, Latin, wherever you find ABCD, I'll be able to do the analysis. But it is possible to analyze in any language or in any script you write. Okay, now another interesting aspect is that handwriting not only depicts the character, there are some experts who can even see the relations in the handwriting, how your relation is with your wife, with your children, with your parents. Now, this is again a different subject, but a very interesting subject. And we can even analyze medical situations through some strokes in the handwriting. I knew of someone who was able to accurately depict the blood pressure readings, and he could even tell what diseases you had, what you have now, and what you are likely to have in future. This is also a very interesting part of grapho analysis. But again, my knowledge is limited only to analysis of character. Now, another very important question which people ask is, how do I write my signature? Whether I can change myself simply by changing my signature. See, let me tell you, as per my knowledge, it is not possible to accurately depict a person's personality through the signature, because signature consists of only a few letters. So it is practically not correct to judge anyone's personality just by a couple of strokes which are appearing in the signature. Ultimately, the analysis depends on the repetition of the strokes. That is the reason I always ask for a full page handwriting. When I get a full page, I am able to see which letter has been written in what way, how many times. For example, if I get a full page, the T may be written in this way in 10 ways, in this way in 5 ways, in this way in 3 ways. So it is the overall analysis which will be analyzed by the repetition of the strokes. So the repetition of the strokes is most important. That is the reason the accurate analysis can be done only if we have a good amount of text written. Signature analysis is actually not a correct science, and it is always better and recommended to get the analysis of the entire page of handwriting done for more accuracy. Now, I was telling you about the therapy. That is the most important part. If I do your analysis and leave it at that, how does it help you? We will just know what you are. You already know yourself. When you give me a page for analysis, you already know about yourself. But when I do your analysis, you will first of all be amazed. Oh, you are so accurate. It was so accurate. It's okay, because the accuracy is there. It's a proven science. There is no if and but about it. But then how does it help you if I just do your analysis and leave it? How do I tackle your negative traits, or how do I help you to improve your positive traits? For example, if a person is ambitious, but goals are not defined. If goals are not defined, then what is the use of ambition? Then why your goals are not being defined? Probably your determination is low, or probably you lack confidence in your own abilities. So, or probably you have resentment which is pulling you back. So these are the reasons why you are not able to define a long-term goal. So everything is ultimately interlinked with one another. So this is how we do the analysis. After doing the individual trait analysis, we come to the entire character of a person, and thereafter we suggest the therapy by changing some small strokes in the handwriting. And if you practice those strokes consciously for 5 minutes a day, you will get the desired changes, or you will change your personality within a period of 3 weeks. See, now another question which I get is, we don't write these days. And it's a fact. We are all on text, we are all computer, we are all typing. But even if you write after a gap of 10 years or 15 years, your strokes will still come. Your analysis will be accurately done. And if you want to go in for the therapy, for improving your personality or character, you just need to write 5 minutes a day, only 5 minutes a day. And if you dedicatedly write 5 minutes a day for 3 weeks, you will change. And once you change, it is not necessary for you to continue that therapy. It's over. So it's like a therapy, it's like a medicine. Someone is not well, you take a medicine for 2 days, 3 days, and you are fine, you leave the medicine. Similarly, with the therapy, you do the therapy, practice 5 minutes a day, and once you write for 3 weeks, you will yourself start experiencing and feeling the changes. Person who was confused what to do, he might be getting a more clearer direction. Yes, now I'm getting a more clearer direction that this is what will my long-term goal will be. Suppose I give a therapy to someone to control temper, he will be able to find that change, that his temper has gone down. He is able to control it. So this is a very interesting therapy and a very interesting science, and there are no side effects. And even dangerous traits like suicidal tendencies and depression can be easily tackled through this analysis. So I have completed my presentation. So I hope I was able to explain to you in brief what grapho analysis is and how it can actually help to change your personality by practicing some small strokes.
Wow, that was something that I've never heard before. I mean, I was not aware that such a thing exists, like grapho analysis, handwriting analysis, and a report. Do you provide a report also about it, a documented thing which we can document, treasure, and something?
See, let us be practical. We are talking of graphotherapy. Okay. If I give a written report, that will become invalid after 3 weeks because you will change. Understood?
Oh, yes.
So there is no
Yes, yes,
practical meaning of giving a written report. Of course, some placement agencies ask me to give a report and they will give me a very confidential handwriting. They will not even disclose the name, that who is there, whose handwriting it is. They will just tell me that give a report. I've taken a couple of assignments on that, but that never gave me satisfaction because I was never able to interact with the person who has given me the handwriting. And if I'm able to see some negative traits, I'm in no way able to help that person because I will get satisfaction only if I'm able to help the person, give the person therapy so that he's able to come out of the negative traits. So till today, in fact, I avoid giving written reports because they tend to become invalid after some time once you do the therapy. And it's a Herculean task to write a written report.
So we have a question from Mr. Venkat. Mr. Venkat, you
Yeah.
can unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Yeah. Hi, Naveen. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. How are
Naveen,
you?
I'm one of the beneficiaries of your analysis.
Okay.
A
Yeah.
couple of months back.
Actually, he has taken my therapy. Venkat and his wife Chitra, they have both gone through the therapy. So he'll
Chitra was
tell
the
you better.
initiative for that. And thanks, Naveen. And it definitely has helped. But I think I should still go through a lot more processes with you, which I will connect with you and do because you've not been in touch for about 1.5 months now. But otherwise, whatever you asked me to change, and that definitely has impacted in terms of my it is definitely impacted in my business. I mean, which is foremost for most of us now. And your science and the way you've taught us those simple things has really helped me. Thank you, Ravi.
Yeah, it's so nice of you. And in fact, I should appreciate that you have done the therapy sincerely. Otherwise, you would not have benefited.
Perfect.
It has to be both ways. My guidance, but then if you don't follow the therapy, it won't help.
You persuaded, I mean, Chitra persuaded me and I did it. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we have experiences also who are speaking your work and appreciating you that they have benefited from this therapy. Wonderful. Anybody else from the attendees who have any questions? Otherwise, I have a lot of questions. Yeah, please
Yes,
raise your. Oh, you have Shamala Srivatsan. She wants to ask a question. Please unmute yourself.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are audible.
Oh, I am a school teacher. I teach younger children, smaller children. I'm a primary school teacher. I want to know, will analyzing the kids' handwriting be of help? Like, is it okay to do that?
No, this is a very good question, in fact. See, analysis is possible only above the age of 13. Remember, I'll tell you the reason for that. Anyone smaller to that age, we are writing only the way we are taught by our teachers in our schools. But the handwriting strokes get set as per our mind or as per our character only above the age of 13. So when we are talking of schools, I always recommend that the therapy or analysis should be done for the teachers and the faculty. Because if the teachers improve, naturally they will be able to guide their children better.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have Aarti also there. She is also willing to ask a question. Please unmute yourself, Aarti.
Hello, Naveen ji.
Hello.
Namaste. I'm
Namaste.
Aarti. Hanji,
Yeah.
I wanted to know, you have said that therapy works in 3 weeks. Even chronic, long-standing challenges which you are aware of but not able to resolve, it takes 3 weeks to get out of that kind of a mindset.
Yeah. Can you give a specific example of chronic mindset?
Yes. Just supposing, you tend to procrastinate a lot. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
The other thing is maybe some circumstances in your life, which may have happened early in your life, have made you into a negative thinker. You are aware, you don't like it, you want to change it, but you're unable to change it. Okay.
Yes.
Then another thing, a quality which is very needed is the ability to remain happy. We all look for happiness outside, but to remain happy with ourselves, within ourselves. So these are kind of very fundamental, not to feel low. These are very fundamental to well-being. So Naveen ji, in about 3 weeks, we would be able to work on something like this?
Definitely. It's a proven science. If you do this sincerely, if you do the therapy sincerely, you will definitely change. Because procrastination is a very common problem. And I'll just tell you, I'll give you an example. You need not take it like this is a stroke of procrastination. Just a minute. This T bar which I showed you, the T bar going to the left.
जी.
So इसमें जब हम थेरेपी देंगे, हम उसको ये बोलेंगे कि T bar को आप लेफ्ट में मत ले जाइए, आप पूरा काटिए.
जी जी. और अगर जैसे गुस्सा भी अगर बहुत आता हो, वो भी
हो जाएगा. These are small strokes which you change. And as you said, जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना, पुराने episodes which you are not able to forget, which draws you back, that is called resentment. And that is a bad stroke. वो आपको पीछे ले जाता है. बार बार आपको वही thoughts आते हैं, आपको negative mood में ले जाता है. Resentments के तो जबरदस्त results आते हैं. ठीक है, कभी कभी 3 weeks में नहीं आए, 4 weeks लग सकता है, 4.5 weeks लग सकता है. But generally हमने देखा है कि 3 weeks के अंदर you start feeling the results, and in fact some people completely get the results.
जी जी. So
I am talking from my experience.
जी जी.
Because हम तो therapy देते हैं, and I get the feedbacks कि yes, I am now started feeling the changes. Some people don't feel the changes even after 2 weeks. Some people start feeling the changes after 1 week also. But 3 weeks में in general, people are able to observe the changes.
And when we send a page of our writing, you give a complete analysis, not like one particular complete.
No. It's a complete analysis and a therapy. I will give you the therapy also.
जी.
How to improve on your negative traits.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wonderful. We have Mr. Anand Kumar also here with his question. Sir, you can unmute yourself to.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Naveen ji, and
yeah, good evening.
I guess my question is interwoven with a few other underlying questions as well.
Okay.
So, on a broader perspective, okay, this is a science that you've explained to us. Now, I do understand that many people advocate that habit formation or habit forming takes about 3 weeks, 21 days as a natural trait. Uh, in this case, also, you have explained that in 3 weeks' time, you will be able to arrive at a correction in your handwriting as well. So, I can correlate that aspect very nicely. But there is a huge industry that is running under psychiatry, psychologists, and analysts, and whole lot of industry that's been working for therapy for people who are suffering from a lot of issues. There are a lot of prisoners who are in the prison. There are a lot of
Correct.
doctors. There are a lot of doctors whose handwriting is a scribble, literally. So my question here is, when you are saying that we can arrive at a correction in a person's trait, innate, how is the connect between a handwriting rectification to the innateness of a person, whether he's in the prison or whether he's a psychoanalyst or he is a doctor? A doctor's handwritings absolutely have the wrong T's and L's and M's and N's. I'm sure about that. Okay, so
Yeah.
they admit that it themselves as well. So why is the science not widely adopted, let's say, for correcting the prison inmates or correcting somebody socially? I'm talking about socially. Why is the science not adopted for correcting
Because
a
of
lot
the
of
lack
wrong
of
things?
awareness. It's very simple. People are not aware of the science.
All right.
Especially, see, let me tell you, there is a very, very basic term everyone uses, graphology.
Right.
What exactly is graphology? It is comparison of two handwritings, whether it belongs to the same person. If someone has done any fraud in the bank, or if then they will hire graphologists to check up whether the two handwritings belong to the same person. Awareness of grapho analysis is also there, that we can analyze the character through the handwriting. But for therapy, the awareness as of date in India is not so much. That is the reason probably people are not going in for improvement through this technique. And as you rightly said, there are many more ways of self-improvement. You have meditation, and you might be having other many options. Graphotherapy is one of the options, but I can tell you it's a proven method, because I'll tell you, I've been doing this as a passion. I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it as a business. So I do it very sincerely and with the mode to help people to improve, not make money out of it. I charge very nominally just to ensure the seriousness on both sides. And if it was not giving results, I would have left it by now. But I am continuing it for so many years. In fact, now it might be almost 20, 25 years. I am pursuing this passion because I am getting results. I am getting positive feedbacks from the people who are taking therapies. So it's going on. And let me tell you, it's a proven science.
Very nice. So my final question here is, just like how NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, or anything, the science that goes behind it, what is the connect to the innateness of a individual? There is some innateness to every human being, every personality. This particular graphic analysis, graphic therapy, what is the connect to the innateness of a person?
No, can you explain to me what you mean by innateness?
Now, everybody, how would I say? It's something like the DNA of a cell. There is a blueprint to every individual from the time he or she is born to the time they leave the world. There's a blueprint. They go through their life's journey based on the blueprint that they can, experience.
Are you talking of that fingerprint analysis or something like that?
No. I'm saying a person by as an individual, his behavior is one of his innateness. He is formed that way. He has been wired that way.
That's a characteristic trait.
Yes, the neuro-linguistic.
Who is curious enough and has his questions. Okay, so nobody here. So this thought actually came to my mind just now, that that you have already been presiding at ISB Management Institute, how about matrimonial background verification purpose. Have you ever done that? I mean, suppose you want to check
again,
out
this is
somebody,
a
how the...
very sensitive matter. In fact, I had got two handwritings, one for the boy, one for the girl. So they asked me whether we can get them married. So I had to answer very cleverly. I told them that I will do the analysis for both of them individually. It is for you to decide whether they are compatible and whether they can be married off. नहीं तो हम चक्कर में पड़ जाएंगे बाद में.
So that makes it very interesting. I was about to suggest that to you, but now I got to know that you've already done that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of proposals earlier, but I do the analysis individually, and I tell them it's your decision. If they want to take therapy, they are most welcome. But whether they can be married off, that is your decision.
Wonderful, wonderful. Rather than, of course, that's actually a personality trait, because if we get to speak to a person for 5-10 minutes, almost like days, we don't get to know the mindset of the person.
कि पत्री नहीं मिलाते हम, जन्म पत्री नहीं मिलाते हम, वो नहीं आता हमको. वो सब एस्ट्रोलॉजिस्ट करते हैं, उसकी नॉलेज हमको है नहीं. I have no knowledge of astrology. I can only help a person to improve his personality through the handwriting. It's very clear. No idea of astrology.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, next, I feel like asking, well, how do you look at it way forward? Do you have any expansion plans, or now that is what you said, it's your passion. So what's your way forward? This is a very
interesting question. I am discussing with a couple of colleges to introduce a graphotherapy teaching course to teach graphotherapy to interested candidates. In fact, one of the colleges in Calcutta and another one in Baroda, they are already discussing with me how we can introduce a course on this, like something like a 10-hour course or a 12-hour course, where we can have online classes for, say, 1 hour or 2 hours per week. And we finish off the course in a duration of 4 weeks. And then the institute can give a certification to the students that, okay, now you are a certified graphotherapy specialist, and they can even pursue it as a career. So these discussions are going on. It's in the initial stage, but this is maybe the next plan ahead.
Wow. Wow. This is something on a progressive way. I am impressed. I'm totally impressed. I mean, after this session, you'll surely receive my 1 page of handwriting. Though I work on laptop and I do not write at all.
Yeah, don't worry. Even if you write up 10 years, I'll still analyze you.
And which language should I be sending it in? Hindi or English?
No, English. I can analyze only English.
Oh, okay.
English means I can analyze French, German also. Wherever there is ABCD, I can do the analysis.